Good morning. Good morning, students, parents, teachers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Queen's 2020 Commonwealth Essay Writers Competition Recognition event. On behalf of my colleagues on the Royal Commonwealth Society of Toronto Council, it is my pleasure to welcome each one of you to this recognition event. We at the RCS Toronto have committed ourselves to education and literacy amongst other priorities. Canada has a long-standing tradition of supporting and championing the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition. Through the many efforts of our council over the years, we have seen the number of participating students increase in this competition. During my term as chair of RCS Toronto, I will endeavor with Andrew McMurtry, George Jaisinge, Martha Jackson, and Reverend Keith McKee, who are my colleagues on the Essay Competition Working Group, to ensure that Ontario will deliver the highest number of participants in the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition 2021. Today, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of my council to congratulate each one of you students for not only having participated in the competition, but on your success in winning the bronze, silver, and gold medals in the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition 2020. This event will recognize your hard work, your participation, and your success. I hope you enjoy the event we have planned in honor of each one of you. Let me share with you now what RCS Toronto and Canada is all about. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Formed in 1931, the Commonwealth of Nations, in which all members are equal, stands for justice, freedom, democracy, and human rights. Within our nation, Canadians have continually been strong supporters of the Commonwealth, providing expertise, manpower, and funds to help its growth. But even before the Commonwealth, Canada's historic involvement within the British Empire helped birth the Commonwealth's vision of today, which sustains a Commonwealth that is peaceful and prosperous with shared values. This is Canada's story within the British Empire, as it evolved into the Commonwealth of yesterday and today. As you will see, the Commonwealth can count on Canada. The roots of Commonwealth Day date to 1898, with Canadian author Clementina Trenholm organizing the first Empire Day on May 24th, 1898. The celebration extended throughout the Empire, later in conjunction with Victoria Day. As it became an event in decline after the Second World War, in 1973, Brian Graves wrote to Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau on behalf of the National Council of the Royal Commonwealth Society of Canada, recommending that Commonwealth Day be observed on its own special day and concurrently throughout the Commonwealth. In 1976, the Commonwealth Secretariat approved and selected the second Monday in March to celebrate Commonwealth Day. As with all nations, the idea of a sports tournament brings people together in camaraderie and joy to celebrate our differences and inclusiveness. And it was Canadian sports journalist Bobby Robinson who got the first British Empire Games off the starting mark on August 16, 1930 in Hamilton, Ontario, when 400 athletes from 11 countries competed over 7 days. Now known as the Commonwealth Games, they are held every 4 years and are the most visible symbol of the Commonwealth. Other Canadian host cities have included Vancouver in 1954, Edmonton in 1978, and Victoria in 1994. In 1973, at the second Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting held in Ottawa, another visible symbol for the Commonwealth was born, the Commonwealth Flag. Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau and fellow Canadian diplomat Arnold Smith, the first Secretary General of the Commonwealth, are credited with the initiative for the flag's design, being developed for pennants to fly from the cars used by attending diplomats. The flag symbol, created by the Gemini News Service, centers on a globe, representing the global nature of the Commonwealth and the breadth of its membership, while the spears symbolize cooperation. Revised in 2013, the flag has flown above Commonwealth countries around the world on Commonwealth Day ever since. Commonwealth strives to improve cooperation between nations through its citizens' education and opportunities to help foster cultural understanding. In 1956, Canadians Dr. Sidney Smith, President of the University of Toronto, and Professor Tom Symons, future President of Trent University, created a proposal which evolved into the Commonwealth Scholarship and Fellowship Plan. The plan enabled students to study and travel across the Commonwealth. In total, over 1,500 Canadians have benefited from this program, including Bank of Canada Governor and Bank of England Governor Mark Carney. In 1989, the Commonwealth of Learning, funded in large part by the Government of Canada and located in Burnaby, British Columbia, began development of distance education and open learning programs with new communication technologies to help extend quality of education to thousands of Commonwealth citizens across the globe in developing nations. Canada acts within the Commonwealth on the principle that all nations and their peoples are equal. In 1984, Brian Mulroney met with Bishop Desmond Tutu on Parliament Hill to discuss apartheid in South Africa, with the newly elected Prime Minister promising the bishop they can count on Canada. The Canadian government had opposed the policy of segregation or discrimination based on race since the 1960s. Under the direction of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, head of the Commonwealth, Mulroney and other Commonwealth leaders worked out an economic sanctions agreement that, combined with public opinion, brought South African apartheid to an end in 1991. South Africa returned to the Commonwealth in 1994. The Royal Commonwealth Society, founded in 1868, is a network of individuals of all ages committed to improving the lives and prospects of Commonwealth citizens. Through youth empowerment, education, and advocacy, RCS Canadian branches across our country promote the value and values of the Commonwealth through the National Student Commonwealth Forum, the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition, international fora, educational events, fundraisers, and social gatherings. RCS members are interested in the world around them and are devoted to making it better. Enlighten a better world. Become an RCS member today.